me ask you something. Who are you when no one's watching? Who are you beyond the trauma, beyond the mask, and beyond the people-pleasing and perfectionism? Who are you becoming when you finally stop outsourcing your worth and start living in the soul truth? In this episode, we're diving into the life of Guru Nanak, the first Sikh Guru, the trailblazer, the truth sayer, and we're activating Energy Body 1, the radiant body, the soul identity, the you that came here with a mission written in light. But this isn't about religious dogma or dusty doctrine. This is about you remembering your divine origin, your purpose, your sovereignty, your sacred leadership. Guru Nanak didn't fit in. He stood out because he remembered who he was. And by the end of this episode, so will you. So if you've been shrinking, shape-shifting, or forgetting your truth to stay safe, take a breath, because it ends here. This isn't just a video, it's an initiation, a transmission. So let's begin. Welcome back, beloved soul. This is the beginning of the sacred series, a reclamation, a remembrance, and a reweaving of spiritual codes that have been scattered through time, tradition, and lineage. We're starting today with Guru Nanak, the first Sikh Guru, but this isn't just about who he was, it's about what he awakened and what you are being called to reclaim. Because Guru Nanak carried the original spark, the divine download, the frequency of truth before distortion. And it's no coincidence that he aligns with Energy Body 1, the radiant body, the soul body. This episode is your invitation to return into the core of who you are, to strip back the layers of noise, people-pleasing and trauma and identity confusion, and to remember the radiant sovereign light you've always carried. In this video, we're going to explore how Guru Nanak embodied divine leadership without the dogma, what Energy Body 1 actually governs and how it impacts your life, why so many spiritual leaders are stuck in cycles of burnout and disconnection, and how this energy body holds the key to ending all of that. The numerology of the number 1 and what it really means to live as a one frequency, being in today's chaotic world, plus a soul activation to realign you with your inner truth, your highest courage, and your unshakable sense of self. This is more than a video. This is soul medicine. This is Lemurian remembrance woven through Sikh legacy. This is you coming home to the truth you buried under survival. So grab a journal, light a candle, or just close your eyes and receive this message. Let's begin. Who was Guru Nanak really? Let's set the record straight. Strip away the religious labels and the rituals, the mythologies that have been built around his name. Let's meet the man behind the mission, or more accurately, the soul behind the frequency. Guru Nanak wasn't here to start a religion. He wasn't trying to be worshipped. He was a disruptor of spiritual distortion, a divine truth teller who walked between worlds, the material and the mystical, a Lemurian soul who returned to Earth during a time of dense polarity to anchor unity consciousness. Through the power of his presence, he walked away from the caste system, from hallowed rituals, from performative piety. He said no to hierarchy and yes to harmony. And in his moment of spiritual awakening by the river, after 3 days of silence, he returned with one timeless truth. There is no Hindu, there is no Muslim, there is only one. This wasn't a metaphor, this was remembrance, a cellular remembering that beyond the illusion of separation, we are all fractals of the divine. This truth didn't come from a book, it came from embodied Gnostic. And that's what Energy Body 1 is all about. It's not about what you say, it's about what you are. Guru Nanak didn't preach truth. He was the truth. His aura, his presence, his way of walking through the world challenged systems simply by existing. And you, my love, carry that same code. The question is, are you activating it? So what is Energy Body 1, the radiant body, in connection with Guru Nanak? Let's step back into time, not to a textbook timeline, but into the energy, the essence, the frequency of the soul who changed the world by embodying truth. Guru Nanak, born in 1469 in what is now Pakistan, wasn't born into royalty or status. He came into the world divided by class, by religion, by gender roles, and by spiritual distortion. Sound familiar? Even as a child, Nanak saw through the illusion. He questioned rituals that were hollow. He challenged systems that praised hierarchy over humanity. And more than anything, he felt the divine not in temples or texts, but in everything. He wasn't just a poet or a prophet or even a preacher. He was a disruptor of spiritual stagnation, a divine rebel who heard the frequency of the universe and refused to stay silent. From his earliest years, Nanak spoke of oneness, the idea that all are equal in the eyes of the divine. He refused to choose sides. Instead, he embodied integration. He traveled across Asia, walking thousands of miles to share a simple but radical message. There is no Hindu, there is no Muslim, there is only one. And that, beloved, is not a denial of difference. It is a remembrance of unity. Guru Nanak's life was one of service, song, truth, and sacred rebellion. He didn't fight with swords. He fought with frequency, with his words, with his walk, with his unshakable alignment. He saw the divine not as a being above, but as a light within. And if you're listening to this right now, it's because that same light lives in you. Guru Nanak was not just a historical figure. He was a soul stream, a Lemurian emissary, returning to earth in a time of distortion to awaken remembrance. He came not to start a religion, but to birth a frequency, to anchor the radiant body, the soul body, back into the earth grid. You are not here to worship him. You are not here to remember what he remembered. And now that the remembrance has begun, let's go deeper into the energy body that he embodies, Energy Body 1. So what are the numerology insights into the Energy Body 1? Let's dive into the energetic blueprint of Guru Nanak embodied. His energy body is your presence, your projection, your personal sun. It's the frequency that enters the room before you speak, the aura that communicates your soul truth, even when you say nothing. When Energy Body 1 is strong, people are drawn to you, not because you're the loudest or the flashiest, but because your frequency is coherent. You know who you are. You own your own essence, and you radiate integrity. When this body is weak or shadowed, you second guess your worth. You shrink, you hide behind roles, masks, or strategies. You let the world tell you who to be, and your light dims to keep the peace. Sound familiar? This energy body is the first to form in your auric field, and it holds the signature of your soul identity. That's why people who carry a strong one energy in numerology often become spiritual leaders, pioneers, and truth seekers, but also feel deeply misunderstood or rejected by the collective, because radiant body energy disrupts the illusion. It holds a frequency that makes lies shake. And that's exactly what Guru Nanak did. He walked into temples and called out corruption. He stood before kings and questioned their ethics. He refused to follow a path that dimmed his light, and instead became the path himself. Your radiant body, your soul body asks, will you do the same? Not by burning your whole life down overnight, but by starting with a single act of truth. Saying no when you actually mean no. Speaking up when your heart aches. Choosing soul alignment over social approval. This body isn't just about how you look. It's about how you live. It governs your courage, your charisma, your sense of self. It connects directly with your nervous system, which means every time you betray your truth, your radiant body takes a hit. But every time you stand in your light, even if your voice shakes, it strengthens. Let's bring this home with some reflection. Where have you been hiding your light? What truth are you pretending not to know? What part of your identity feels like a performance? Now ask yourself, what would Guru Nanak do? He wouldn't people please. He wouldn't over-explain. He wouldn't apologize for his own radiance. And neither should you. You didn't come here to fit in. You came here to be fully seen. And when you activate Energy Body 1, you're not just turning up your confidence. You're turning on your soul signal. You're broadcasting a new reality and calling your people, your mission, and your dharma to meet you. Let's now explore what the frequency of the number 1 in numerology reveals about this path of radiant leadership and its connection to Lemurian remembrance. Now let's step into the language of the numbers. the sacred codes that underpin your soul's design. In numerology, the number 1 is the number of the pioneer, the trailblazer, the original spark. It's the energy that says, I go first, not because I want to be seen, but because my soul signed up to lead. People with strong 1 energy, whether it's their life path, destiny, or like me, soul number, you are born to embody independence, originality, and self-trust. They often walk alone, not in isolation, but in devotion to their unique path. And that's exactly what Guru Nanak embodied. He didn't inherit a path, he carved one. He didn't look for permission, he gave it to others by embodying what was possible. The number 1 carries a frequency of courage, not the absence of fear. The choice to act in alignment with truth, even when fear is present. It's also connected to the divine masculine principle, not toxic patriarchy, but the sacred impulse of innate to act, to stand firm in your soul truth. In modern life, the shadow of the 1 shows up when you over-identify with being the leader, but forget to listen. Fear asking for help or appearing vulnerable. Swing between arrogance and deep self-doubt. Feel isolated in your path and question whether you're too much. But the gift of the 1 is this. You were never meant to follow. You were born to remember who you are and lead by example. Let me give you a real life client example. One of my clients, let's call her Leela, had a destiny 1. She kept attracting roles in her corporate career where she'd break ground, set new precedents, and launch new initiatives. But she also faced constant resentment, resistance, burnout, and loneliness. When we unpacked her numerology chart, it became clear her soul wanted that leadership path, but she hadn't integrated her radiant body, so her leadership felt fragile, performative, and exhausting. Once she began aligning with her energy body 1 and honoring the true frequency of the 1, truth, courage, visibility, and sovereignty, she created a role that fit her instead of contorting herself to fit roles. Her health improved, her relationships deepened, and her voice, both literally and energetically, became magnetic. That's the power of working with the number 1. Here's how you can embody this in your own life. Say your full name aloud and notice how it feels in your body. Own it, reclaim it. Declare 1 truth this week you've been afraid to say. Wear a bold color, red, gold, or white, and notice how your presence shifts. Stand in front of a mirror and speak to yourself as your higher self would. The number 1 is a mirror. It reflects who you truly are and dares you to show up as that, even when the world tells you not to. Let's now bridge this with the ancient frequency of the Lemurian and what it means to reclaim your radiant soul body in a time where visibility is sacred, not performative. So how do we use a modern application to call your radiance in? Long before Atlantis fell, before the pyramids rose, before even recorded history began, there was Lemuria. A land of harmony, of oneness, of crystalline technology and soul-aligned living. But Lemuria wasn't just a place, it was a frequency, a way of being, a collective memory encoded in your cells, just waiting to be remembered. And here's the truth. Your radiant soul body is one of the Lemurian codes you carried with you when you returned. In Lemuria, there was no competition for power or worth. Every being knew their light was sacred. Every soul had a role, not based on ego, but essence. Radiance wasn't performative. It was truth made visible. That's remembrance we're being called back to now. When Guru Nanak walked the earth, he carried that ancient flame, that same Lemurian frequency of divine integrity. And when he said, there is no Hindu, there is no Muslim, there is only one, he was speaking from that remembered place of unity consciousness, of divine truth beyond the veil of form. The radiant body is the energetic grid that amplifies soul remembrance across timelines. When you awaken yours, you're not just healing yourself, you're anchoring Lemurian codes back into your collective field. Integrity over illusion, truth over performance, sacred self-expression over identity projection. In Lemuria, leadership wasn't about control. It was about coherence. Those who activated radiant bodies were seen wave showers, not because they chased visibility, but because they became visibility. You didn't hide your light, you became your light. So ask yourself, what timelines are being awakened in me? Where am I being called to radiate, not replicate? What soul truth do I carry that predates this lifetime? The radiant body is your bridge between Lemurian memory and modern mission. When it's activated, you stop trying to lead and simply become a frequency that others rise to meet. So take a breath. Let your Lemurian remembrance rise and know that the same soul light that burned in Lemuria now burns in you, and that is unshakable. So here's a quick activation practice. So how do we take all of this, the radiance of Guru Nanak, the energy of the One, and the memory of Lemuria, and ground it into this modern moment? Because let's be real, we're not walking barefoot through crystal temples anymore. We're navigating burnout, social media comparisons, and a culture that tells us to be small, palatable, and predictable. But your soul didn't come here to blend in. It came to disrupt and distort, to live in soul sovereignty. So what does to live in soul sovereignty today mean? You no longer chase external validation. It comes from within. You no longer shrink when others can't meet your frequency. You no longer perform for love. You become love embodied. It means you wake up each day and ask, what version of me is ready to be fully seen today? You honor your cycles. You speak your truth. You make decisions from your inner yes, not your conditioned fears. Modern integration is the reclamation of your spiritual essence in action. It's not about bypassing the hard stuff. It's about meeting it with truth, with clarity, and with radiant presence. This might look like choosing rest when the world demands hustle, walking away from roles, peoples, or platforms that no longer align with you, investing in your spiritual growth unapologetically, letting your truth lead you, your voice, and your work. You become sovereign by remembering that your light is not a brand, it's a beacon. When you live in alignment with your radiant soul body, your presence becomes a transmission. You don't have to over-explain, over-give, or overcompensate. You simply be, and the world adjusts. So take a moment, breathe into your spine, feel the way your body holds your truth, feel the way your soul rises when you stop shrinking. This is what it means to reclaim your soul sovereignty. And it's not a one-time event. It's a daily practice, a sacred devotion to your highest frequency. So remember, you're not too much. You're not too sensitive. And you are most definitely not broken. You are radiant. You are sovereign. You are remembering. And that remembrance is changing everything. Let's now anchor this frequency with a powerful activation practice to awaken your radiant body, strengthen your energetic presence, and call your soul back into its full visibility. I call this the activation practice that awakens your radiant soul body. Now it's time to drop in. This isn't just theory, it's transmission. It's embodiment, it's you. So if you can, find a quiet place, place your feet flat on the earth or the floor, sit tall or lay down, whatever allows you to feel most anchored, and then close your eyes. Let's begin. Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale gently through the mouth. Again, in and release. Feel your body settle. Feel your presence deepen. Now bring your awareness to the crown of your head. Imagine a golden light, like the morning sun, beginning to pour in through your crown chakra. This is your radiant soul body awakening. Feel that light move through your skull, your throat, your chest. Feel it flood your heart, your belly, and your spine. This light is not separate from you. It is you. It's the you before trauma, the you before conditioning, the you that remembers Lemuria. Repeat silently or out loud if you can. I remember who I am. I am a radiant being of truth. I am safe to be seen. I am safe to be sovereign. Now bring your awareness to the space around your body, about 2 to 3 feet out in every direction. This is your radiant body. See it or feel it as a golden aura, bright, coherent, strong, no cracks, no distortion, only light. Visualize this field expanding as you breathe. Feel your soul expanding from the heart of your chest out to those 2-3 feet. With every inhale, you draw in clarity. With every exhale, you release distortion. You are activating the ancient codes within you, the truth of Guru Nanak's frequency, the power of the One. You are not becoming something new. You are remembering what has always been within you. Now bring both of your hands onto your heart. Feel the beat. Feel the pulse of truth and speak one soul truth aloud. It can be anything. I am ready. I am here. I am sovereign. Or make up your own. Seal it in with one final breath and gently return to your space. Open your eyes when you're ready. You are radiant. You are remembered, and that you are the light that walks. Let's close with a final reflection. Grab your journal and write down these questions. What does it mean for me to be truly seen? Where have I abandoned my light? How am I ready to lead from a radiant soul body? Let this activation ripple through your life, because it's not about doing more. It's about being more of who you already are. And that is how we change the world. And as we close this sacred space, take a moment to honor yourself. You didn't just listen today, you remembered. You remembered the light that never left you. You remembered your soul's voice, your sacred mission, and the truth that you are not here to be hidden. Guru Nanak's legacy wasn't about converting anyone. It was about awakening everyone. And if you're hearing this transmission, that awakening has already begun in you. So now the question becomes, how will you embody what you remembered? Not in perfection, but in devotion. Devotion to truth, devotion to radiance, devotion to the version of you that doesn't apologize for even existing. Here's what I want you to do next. Journal your reflections. What landed? What cracked you open? What do you now see with new eyes? Share this frequency. Send this episode to a soul sister or brother who needs to remember who they are. If you want to go really deep with this, you can book a one-to-one self-empowerment strategy session. If you're ready to activate your radiant soul body and reclaim your spiritual leadership and stop dimming your damn light, then let's work together. This is your invitation to deepen the embodiment. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This isn't just content, it's a movement, a temple, a remembrance. Hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and let's rise together. And remember, you are not here to be liked. You are here to be lit. You are not here to chase approval. You are here to embody truth. Your soul radiant body is alive. And now it's your turn to live from it. And if you're not ready to join me in a one-to-one strategy session, then in the description box, you'll find my free quick guide to numerology, where you can discover what numbers are in your chart and what you can start to do to start activating your personal numbers. I also have a playlist of meditations that will help you tap into your energy body numbers with fierce love and starlight truth. Until next time.